What's good, YouTube? And welcome to Konami turning the heat up on the winter ban list like never before. And just like my heating bill during the Texas winter freeze, prices are way freaking up. And you gotta hand it to Konami. This was a banger of a ban list, and then they drop all these YCS announcements, and regionals are running later and then starting earlier, and it feels like that off season's almost non-existent between all of this excitement. So people who would usually sell their decks and wait to see what gets hidden, what gets reprinted, are going, wait, I got a YCS in my area. I'm going to go to these regionals? I'm going to go ahead and be at these, and the ban list cleared the way for my deck. It's safe for now, and yeah, Wanted Seeker of Sinful Spoils is way above $100 card now, starting at around $110 and quickly towards $115. This is the second page, because the first page has all of those foreign copies that just are pretty much non-existent. But yeah, 111's where it starts, and then the next copies before you even get through a playset are 115, and a lot of low/0% feedback sellers, so it's hard to trust those accounts at times with going, yeah, $115, and I'm going to trust TCG Player System all the way through because it's a bumpy road at times. By the way, sponsored, smile. I'm SETI Glory of Horus here was coming down for the quarter century secret rare, and Age of Overlord has a lot of the buyouts today. We see it around $135 again as people look at, interestingly, at that engine like, this is still stronger, it still gets better. Oh yeah, I was gonna end up playing that with the next set. Labyrinth. Everyone's talking about the quarter century secret rare buyout of this, but even on the lower end, Arius has gone way up in price and is around $26 to $30 now. And if you got on the ground floor of when these things bottomed out, $8, $10 for, I think was the very bottom out, yeah, around 10. And then you also had like Big Welcome Labyrinth, very cheap for a while, and then the Welcome Labyrinth reprints, which are way down in quantities. You made out, and it is a very popular deck, so I know a lot of people are holding on to that, but check this out. It was pretty much flatline on the 3-month graph here. $190 lowest listing with multiple sales at that $130 mark. So where it'll settle, I would hope $140, $150, but you never know with the market or if people want to triple down into this. I think it'll cool off a little bit after the buyout, though, personally. Big Welcome Labyrinth is big up. We were already talking about it going up in price, and it's even further beyond for both the Ultimate Rare and the Ultra. In fact, the Ultra was pushing up to where the Ultimate Rare looked like the better buy for value in case of a reprint or if something were to happen to the popularity of the deck. But again, banlist clearing the way. For the most part, the floodgate hits weren't the biggest towards this deck at all. Star Slayer, not Star Flayer, Star Slayer is really going up in price and is now towards $27. Again, when this was printed, I felt like it was a $40 ultra rare and staple-ish within there, and it does continue to prove itself in formats. IP Masquerena for every single version is a $5 plus card, and we also see a buyout on the quarter century secret rare going on. And just get your easy access versions using that TCG Player link in the description down below, costing you nothing extra to support the channel directly for the cards you'd already be buying. Love you, TCG Player. But seriously, when it comes down to it, the quarter century secret rare going like this, sales at even $300, $275, etc. It feels kind of mirroring SP Little Knight, and then you're mid-maxing too, because it's that nice acceptable version of that's still very high rarity versus the Starlight Rare. I told you people would settle for mid-max happily. Speaking of, the Dear Servant's max version is probably the quarter century secret rare. We're seeing this played in Fire King Centurion as a package with Dogmatica Maximus, and look at this, the prices are actually down on Maximus as High in the Dear Servant goes up in price big. And then you also look around at all these easy access nice versions. Rarity Collection did it so well, it turns out you can have both cards that get bought out, end up wanted in a set, and also, the easy access versions for everyone that still look nice. You gotta hand it to Konami on this one, and the market is recovering overall. In the collector's market, it feels win-win-win to me personally, but there's still a lot of people salty about the Rarity Collection. I just could kind of care less. Like, I have a huge old school collection that isn't too affected. I didn't really go for modern as much, but I understand people holding a lot of Starlights. I might still be a little bit salty for understandable reasons when it comes to the lazy reprints. But yeah, be aware, Maximus actually more affordable, the Dear Servant top end going up. Garura is seeing a good amount of play and is creeping up in price. You might want to get that sooner than later. Always been a really good card. People just don't want to open those 25th tins, and it's the only reprint besides the Unlimited Wave of Power of the Element giving us another chance at it, and that's not the most opened in the world either. Sarveus, you might remember the ritual stuff, got support over in the OCG, and it's just a pretty good hand trap, but we have an easy access rare thanks to Amazing Defenders being ripped open. But when we look at the other versions, especially the OG secret rare, it's been big spiking. Gaia Plate, I've seen this card bought out before. Apparently Edison's doing a little something something, and it is truly interesting how much innovation happens in Edison format. Be aware, only 2 printings ever, bought out. Konami OTS pack reprinted, I suppose. Give it a common. Scareclaw Lightheart here. Manadium overall looks pretty good as a core and not the most expensive in the world, but yeah, check this out. This is definitely going up / out on quantities on, again, that 10 secret rare that people don't want to rip open. World Legacy Succession can be searched by Justicar, and people are looking for what to combo with her, so be aware this is up in price, most likely mostly for that card. We also have Revolution Synchron. I'm being told this is copium for Tearlaments figuring how to move forward after the bans of the Millers. I don't know, but it is a card that's had a lot of potential and can be heavily speculated on. Apparently this is Tearlament, the best deck, still copium. We can still do it. And last time I said copium, it wasn't copium, to be fair. Pressured Planet, however, is way up for people playing that package with Fenrir, and also a card that I should have brought up during the ban list, Kashtira Riseheart, which was already rising in price. We covered it recently. Be aware this is towards one of its maximum prices here lately, towards $18 to $19 on the front page, and from $16 very quickly gone. So people are playing this in multiple decks, like being able to use a Fire Warrior. People just assume its type is different for being Kashtira, but he is a Fire Warrior, fitting into other strategies, along with Fenrir being a free enabler to kind of try to break down a field. So this little package has been going way up, and the lowest copies are towards 35 and quickly over 40 on the front page for Pressured Planet. And then finally, Hidden Armory. Oh boy, Snatch Steel's back, baby. Buy out them super rares. It's the only oh wait, there's also an Infinity Chaser super rare. So I feel like this is a little bit silly, but when you look through it, it's just people being excited about a card coming off and kind of going in with a buy of, well, it is a tournament pack version. The other super rare definitely will take away from that when we look at the history of, you know, having a different availability version versus pointing out, look at my set number. That's a little sillier to me than when we talk about, say, an ultimate rare versus an ultra rare or something. But be aware, this version is bought out to a good degree right now versus quarters versus $5. I think we've learned in this market, people are willing to min-max at this point very readily. Thanks for watching today's Market Watch. The ban list has been a ride to watch and a very fun one. I'll continue to keep you all updated. Next video probably Monday while I'm addicted to Pokemon Go again. I'm gonna be out there grinding. Thank you so much again for watching. I love being able to talk Yu-Gi-Oh! And go through this stuff, and it's only possible thanks to y'all. Also, I wanted to talk about the Big 3 situation once again because a lot of people have been messaging me about not getting their Fire King structure decks. I don't have any contact with them anymore. They haven't even contacted me back about dropping the code. I went on the site once again just before uploading, and I checked, and you cannot check out on the site. Again, due to no communication, I do not know if this is because of chargebacks or because of self-imposed until we get fixed stuff, but I'm not going to bring them back on as a sponsor for years to come, if ever. And when it comes down to it, if you are having a time issue with your order that is unreasonable, I personally would think about charging back because you don't have your product in hand and you're sitting there weeks and weeks and months on end without product. I would probably go that route, unfortunately, if you can. That's how I would personally address it. Thanks for watching, everybody. That one's been super stressful to me.